Paris may be too hot for the Summer Games, by the way, to ever return to that city. Past host cities like Rome, Atlanta, Tokyo, and Athens, where the games originated, Athens that is, will all apparently be too hot by 2050 to host the Summer Games ever again. According to new data from the climate nonprofit group Carbon Plan, in the coming decades, several cities will experience way beyond safe temperatures. CNN meteorologist Elisa Raffa is here with more about all this. So, oh my gosh, I mean, we're running out of places to host the games because of the heat?
Yeah, unless you want to be up in the mountains or they're not really in summer.
No, that would not be the Summer Games.
Right? That's how hot the planet is getting. Yeah. And I want to show you, Paris hosted the Olympics 100 years ago, and we have had warming since then. In 1924 to now, Paris has warmed 5.5 degrees. So we're talking that's more than 80 more scorching nights over 68 degrees and more than 120 scorching days over 86 degrees, right? So it has already gotten warmer in some of these host cities. And when you go forward and look at, okay, well, what about future sites by 2050? Look at all the cities that get too warm. Beijing, Rio, Athens, Atlanta, and they're using wet bulb temperature here, which is a measure of not just the heat, but the heat with humidity and shade and wind and all things that our body would react to. So it's measuring heat stress, and there's so many of these iconic places that fall off the map because it is too hot, too dangerous for athletes.
So this is telling for those countries that want to host upcoming games as well, like India, Indonesia, Qatar. I mean, those places are already measuring to be too hot. They want to host the games maybe as early as 2036. At least they're putting their biddings in for that. Is it going to happen for them?
These are places that extreme heat is what they're known for, right? If you think back to the World Cup that was in Qatar, remember they did it in like November, December, again, because it was too hot to do it in the summer. So if we look at a map of all of the places that will be too hot by 2050, look at all of those brown dots. It's most of the eastern U.S. You could see India, a lot of Eastern Asia, all of these iconic places that have already hosted the Olympics. So now what? What are some solutions? Do we host the Olympics not in summer? If you pick a place in the southern hemisphere, you could still have the summer months of May, June, July, August, but for them, that's their cooler season, right? They did that in Sydney.
If you're asking me,
right?
No, I'm not liking that. But I understand. I mean, the world is big, but when you look at the map like that, because of, climate change and global warming, it's a problem on trying to find a cool spot in the summer.
Yeah, so it will become increasingly more difficult.
Safe, right?
Yeah,
safe. We're talking about safety.
It's unsafe for the athletes, for all the people that are there. So the only way to change this is by cutting down our emissions to really stop that warming trend, to kind of ease it off.
A lot of work to be done.
Yes.
All right, thanks for bringing us the news. I'm not going to say good or bad, just the news. I appreciate it. Elisa Raffa, thank you so much.